Good morning. So one of the things that a lot of you said you'd be interested in seeing is like the behind the scenes of me starting this new like freelance career in working behind the scenes with creators in terms of project management, mentoring, consulting. Like it's kind of a bit open-ended at the moment because I don't know what it's going to look like. We need to figure that out. And I'm also really interested in sharing the behind the scenes of this whole process. So this week is going to be like a big week in trying to make sense of it all. When I think about the tasks and the road ahead, it feels very abstract. It feels quite overwhelming and a bit daunting because it's not concrete in my mind yet what it is. So I've come up with a plan, as I always do, which is to have some themed weeks. So I realized that trying to tackle this massive and vague task of figure out my new career in small chunks here and there throughout my week of like doing my other work and stuff, that just wasn't going to work, like trying to tackle it in that way. I kind of think of it like reading a book. I can't start a book in just 10 minutes here and there. That's not enough time for me to get settled in to the language, to the new characters, to the new world. Like I need a good chunk of time to dedicate to starting the book. And then once I'm in it, then it's much easier to pick it up for 10 minutes here and there throughout my week. So that is how I'm approaching this huge task. So this week that you're going to see in this vlog is the figuring out my new career theme. So the way this themed week is going to work is that not every second of my day is going to be dedicated to this because I've still got like little bits of other work that I need to do. And also one of my big priorities for the beginning of this year was rest and leisure. So it's just going to be like the general theme of the week. Like when I do have a chunk of time to do some work, this is what I'm going to focus on. And actually there are some very exciting things happening tomorrow. But today, Monday, is actually the rest and leisure day. I've organised meeting up with a uni friend of mine for lunch in central London, and then we're gonna take a walk, and it's a beautiful, cold, sunny winter's day. So that is gonna be just special. And then after hanging out with her whilst I'm in central London, I'm gonna take myself on one of my artist dates, which I'm doing for the book The Artist's Way, which I've spoken a little bit about. And again, you'll see that in a future video. I'm not gonna vlog the same thing twice for two separate bits of content. That's just what? But yeah, so today, there's no figuring out the career. Maybe it'll be a thinking about it. It'll be a mulling it over kind of day because this is just the theme, you know? But tomorrow, I actually have 2 calls with potential clients, I guess, / friends / colleagues who have reached out to me to be like, can you help me? And so the way that I thought would be best to navigate these interactions at the beginning whilst I am figuring things out on my end is to do like an initial 1-hour call with them where there's no fee or anything like that, just to figure out what they need help with. So it's kind of more me interviewing them, being like, okay, what's going on? Tell me everything. And then what I've said I will do for them is then go away and figure out what I think it is that they might need help with and what I can do / what I want to do for them. Because that's the other thing I want to figure out. Like there might be ways that I can help people, but I have to figure out like, is that a job? Is that work that I want to be doing? Because I can mold this however I like. I'm in full control here. So that's going to be exciting. That's tomorrow. And this video is sponsored by Squarespace. More about them later. But for now, I'm going to enjoy this very cold and sunny Monday in London. Good morning. I had a lovely day yesterday, but now it's time to get stuck into work. So I've got 2 calls this morning. I just want to do a bit of prep work beforehand and then just back to back, which isn't wise, but it's just the way things have happened this week. And then after those calls, I need to like consolidate my thoughts, do summaries, and send follow-ups to those people. It's all a bit of a mystery of what it'll be, but these are just like exploratory calls, chatting about what people may or may not need help with and what I can do for them. But what I'm really hoping to get out of this is that excited feeling, like I want to finish these calls being like buzzing, like, because that'll be a good sign that I have made a good choice. Although no choices have really been made yet. That's the whole point of this process, is to like find the parts of this new career that do get me like and identify the parts that don't make me do that. And so then I can sort of craft and mold this new venture in a way that works best for me. So that's this morning. And then this afternoon is learning time for me. And originally I was planning on starting the Google Coursera course all about project management to kind of get a bit of more of a traditional, like foundational understanding of project management. But it came up in my morning pages this morning that maybe I should start with doing some Notion learning, because that might be more immediately applicable to what I'm doing. And it will help me personally, and then I'll be able to share that knowledge with others like more immediately. I don't know. Maybe this week we kind of like start diving into both the Notion stuff and the project management stuff, and then see what I think would be most useful. I don't know. We've got time. We've got time to do all of it. At some point, it's just about what I want to focus on this week and what I want to prioritize. But again, there is so much mystery that I don't know what I need to prioritize. So it's kind of about tasting different things first. Yeah, let's crack on. Okay, it's time. Call number one. Let's go. Okay, first call is done. And yes, I do have that buzzy excitement feeling, but also mild terror. I think it's because it's just new and it's not something that I've done before, but I can't hear what I'm saying because I think I might have been shouting. But the plan with this person, with this client, if you will, is I'm going to help them with their Patreon launch strategy. So that's going to be a really fun project. So my job this week is to figure out what on earth my rates are. This is something that all freelancers have to go through at some point. What do I charge? But because this is somebody that I know and they're like basically one of my first clients, it's going to be like a mate's rates kind of deal for now. So yeah, as we're in this like trial period, but it's exciting. That's something that I said that I wanted to do. I put it out there in a video and here we are. Right, I've got 3 minutes until this next call, which is going to be very different. Maybe. I don't know. Does this person also want to launch a Patreon? We'll find out. I don't think they do, but they may surprise me. Let's go. Okay, calls are all done. I was going to immediately do like follow-ups after the calls whilst it was fresh, but actually I've made enough notes that I'll be able to dive back into that, and I just need like to have lunch and for my brain to like mull things over, to like process things. But lots of exciting things. More Patreon stuff, it turns out, with person number 2, and also like other things around kind of like accountability check-ins and creating a bit more structure behind the scenes in their work. And so yeah, there's like a few other like pieces just like floating around of like, okay, how can I help you in these areas? Is it me? Do I just point you in the right direction? I've got some like productivity tools, like apps and things that I think might help them. And then of course the Patreon piece as well, which is really exciting. So yeah, really good calls. And yeah, both of them very much made me realize that yes, these are the conversations that I want to be having with creators. These are the kind of problems that I want to be helping people solve. The Patreon stuff also excites me because with like a launch of something as well, then you've got like an end of a project. So it kind of like comes full circle, but then also potentially helping out with like the accountability and like maintaining stuff, or at least putting strategies in place to help them like maintain Patreon stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna eat some lunch now and just like let my brain mull things over. One thing I will say though is that yes, definitely a no to back-to-back meetings. Luckily, both of these people were like people I know, but got halfway through the second call and I was like, mate, I need a wee. But if it's not a friend, then I probably wouldn't do that. So no back-to-back calls so that I can pee in between calls, because I need to drink a lot of water because I don't have a colon, so I get dehydrated more quickly. So I'm just like constantly drinking water to fend off a constantly looming headache.
But you know, you live and learn. You live and you learn. But yeah, I'm gonna have some lunch and let my brain mull and process and all of that stuff. So I've been figuring stuff out, but I need to stop soon because I wanted to only like give myself a set amount of time. Otherwise I could just like go really deep in this for longer than I want to, because I want to start the Google course or Notion courses this afternoon. But I've started to kind of like piece together a plan of how I would work with somebody on a Patreon launch strategy. So kind of like all the different pieces that need to be in place. So like having an initial like onboarding questionnaire for any clients in terms of getting to know them and their work and starting to think about what they could offer on Patreon, and like inspiration for other Patreon pages of creators that either they support or they like, or people doing similar stuff to them. And then there's all of these different pieces. So you've got like branding and marketing, kind of like how are you going to talk about your Patreon, because that is a huge stumbling block that most creators have, is like, how do I sell it? Because a lot of people find that very uncomfortable, and that's something that I've often found difficult, but I've been able to overcome it and like naturally include the way that I talk about Patreon in my work. But that was a process. Of course, figuring out what your different tiers are going to be, what the benefits are at each tier, really thinking about the workload that they require and being really strategic in what you're actually offering. Like, it's always best to start small. And then I need to figure out like resources that I can have, because I think one of the biggest things that I'd be able to help people with in terms of like consulting on Patreon launches and strategy is being the person with the knowledge about Patreon and doing the research into like updates on the platform, how the platform is working, strategies that work on the platform. So I want to start pulling together some resources of like different kinds of benefits, of like just Patreon 101 and like Discord 101 if Discord's something that people want to use, like all of these different things. That's all in my brain because like I do this all the time for my own Patreon and I can talk to people about it, but I want like resources and worksheets and things and like homework for clients to do so that, you know, they're working on their side of things and then we can come together and whatever. But that is where my brain is. It's kind of all over the place at the moment. But the good thing about having these initial clients be kind of like people that I know and very much know that this is like the beginning of this for me, and charging less because of that, it means that they're understanding of the fact that I'm figuring this out as we go as well. And so, you know, I'll be able to help them, but they're also my guinea pigs. So I have a tendency, like if I just kept going down this path, I would try and create all of these resources now before I've done any of the work. But I need to be smart about it, and I need to like create resources, create worksheets, create stuff like as we go, as it becomes relevant, as it becomes needed, because I might end up creating something now that actually is completely useless, and that would be a waste of my time. So I've just started like making a list of possible things that I might need to make and things to kind of remember and come back to. But exciting! It's been a while since I've done any relaunches and like reshuffles of my own Patreon tiers, so that means it's been a while since I've perused the Patreon like help articles and stuff, which are always very, very useful. So that'll be a fun thing to do at some point, to start looking through them and like looking at different case studies of different creators and things. Patreon, hire me, please. Just gonna put that one out there as well. I'm pretty sure they closed all of their European offices, but so alas. Okay, I need to figure out if I want to start doing this Google course now or deep dive into Notion. Google. Let's get a taste of project management. Not just what the hell I've been doing for myself for the past 12 years, but like actual project management. I'm curious to see what things I do are like, that thing that you're explaining here is the way that I do things, or like, oh, I would never have thought of that. Interesting. Right, okay, decision made, let's go. little British heart is struggling to take anyone seriously. It's just very Silicon Valley American. Hi. We're standing up. We're standing up. I've been sat down all day. So I've made the decision to not continue with this course. I told you I'd take you along for the journey of this, all of the honest behind the scenes stuff. She wants to become a project manager. She does a project management course for an hour and then is like, nah. But here are my reasons. So it's a 7-day free trial, and then after that it's £38 a month, which is fine, whatever, if I was gonna do it, but it reckons that in terms of completing the entire course, you can do it in 6 months if you're doing 10 hours a week. I basically just like watched through the videos and read through all of the stuff in like the introductory chapter, and I've gotten to the point where it's the first assignment, which says I'll have 50 minutes to finish it, and I'm like, is that how I want to spend the next 50 minutes of my time? And it is not. 10 hours a week is 2 of my working days out of my 4 if I were like doing this course for the entire thing. And that's also not how I want to be spending my evenings. Like, one of my priorities and one of the reasons why I work the way that I do and I want the job that I have is because I don't want to work evenings and weekends. Like, that is my lifestyle preference, and I'm very lucky that I have a job that allows me that flexibility while still having the income to do so. And this is too much. This is too much. And it's one of these things where it's like, oh, a nice certificate would be good. Then I can be like, look, I've got this certificate to say that I'm a project manager, when actually I already have loads of the skills that I've been doing for the last 12 years. And whilst it would have been nice to solidify some of that knowledge and skills and kind of build on it with these foundations, I don't need it right now. I feel like what is going to be more useful for me and more interesting to me at this stage is doing this like guinea pig work with clients and maybe diving into more of the Notion stuff, because I personally use Notion for my work. So that's like beneficial for me in 2 different ways, and I find it fun and nerdy. And you know, do that for a good few months or years or however long, and then if I feel like I'm hitting a wall, then I can come back to this. Then I'm like, actually, do you know what? I need to go to that next level. I need to solidify some of this. So that's the realization I've come to. That's where we're at. This is why we needed a themed week with just like flexibility to like start exploring things, because the whole point of being in an exploratory phase is that I'm gonna start going down paths and then be like, actually no. Whereas if I had a lot of pressure on myself to like make it work straight away, there would be less wriggle room for those kinds of meanderings. So I don't think that was a waste of my time. That actually like helped solidify a lot of things for me. And I think I'm gonna have some fun watching some Thomas Frank videos about Notion. Notion itself has like a Notion Academy, and they've got a whole thing about projects in Notion, which I saw was like a feature that they released, and I'm very confused about what a project in Notion is versus just like creating your own database. So yeah, I think I'm gonna just get a bit nerdy with Notion for the rest of the afternoon, and where is it? And eat this triple chocolate muffin that I bought from Greg's this morning. These muffins are the best muffin in town. Treat yourself to a Greg's triple chocolate muffin if you ever get the chance. What fun. Okay, let's do this. Good morning. It is a working from home day today, and the kind of like theme of figuring out my career stuff today is mostly updating my LinkedIn, and I don't really want that to take me very long. I don't even know if I'll use it, but I just want it up to date in terms of like what the hell I'm actually doing. There's probably like stuff on there that needs updating from a much longer time ago, because I can't remember the last time I edited it. But LinkedIn might be something that I want to use more this year. So I'm just gonna like get the profile sorted, and then we can figure out the rest. Saying that, putting any effort into LinkedIn is not on my like goals for this year, but it might
be a sub goal. It might come under this whole new career and venture of mine. Like it might become something that might be useful for me to keep up to date, especially like on the more industry side of things. So we're just gonna do the bare minimum today. And then the rest of the day is actually just like a bit more of a content day. I've got a video going live at 12 and we'll do the whole premiere thing and the live chat, which will be fun. I've got some short form content that I want to make because that is a priority goal of mine, and so I have to stick it on the calendar and then actually do it if I want to follow through on this this goal. And then if I've got time, I want to play around on Procreate and do some doodling because I want to create a logo for the Patreon book club that is starting at the end of this month, or will have started by the time you're seeing this. Here's the logo. Will it be ready by the time this has been edited? I don't know. I've done a draft already, but I just want to spend a bit more time kind of like figuring it out and maybe doing a few other options. And this is one of the fun things about having more time, is that playing around with something like that, like I would never have had the time to do last year, but now I actually do. I can just kind of feel like I'm just gonna play around with this thing and there's not like as much of a rush. Like I can take my time, there's more breathing room. I can kind of like do a few more of these like creative tasks that aren't necessarily like my strengths, but I find fun and challenging because I'm not an illustrator. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but that doesn't matter. So yeah, in terms of the theme for this week, there's not much going on for that today. Tomorrow is a bit more of a like focus day, but that's fine. But a thing that is related to this new career transition is updating my Squarespace website. And this video is sponsored by Squarespace, which is the all-in-one platform for creators, entrepreneurs, and freelancers to stand out and succeed online and build yourself a lovely, jubbly website. I've been using Squarespace for years, and my hannahwitton.com website is kind of like the hub of everything that I do. It is not on my to-do list this week to update that website because I want to do the thing where I'm like making a bit more of a dent in figuring out what the hell I want to do before I solidify any of that and put it in words on my website. But one of the great things about the Squarespace websites is they're so easy to edit, so I can always just like chop and change things as we go. The one thing that we have actually already changed on there is we've added a contact form. So if you want to get in touch about working with me in any way, you can do so through that. But Squarespace has so many beautiful and really flexible website templates, so you just pick the one that is right for you and then you can customize it with your own branding and content. And they have tons of different features and you can add whatever you want depending on what your needs are, and you can really just make the templates do whatever you want, and you need zero website design coding skills in order to do so. Great! Their Fluid Engine website design system is so intuitive and easy to use. It is all drag and drop technology, so you can get really creative with designing your own website with no experience. If you've got a business that sells things, either physical or digital products or services, then you can do all of that on Squarespace with their online store, and it is all in one place, hosted on your website with everything in the back end taken care of. So if you're starting out a new freelance career, or you're building a business or a brand and want to get yourself a nice website, then head to squarespace.com to start your free trial, and then when you're ready to launch into the world, you can go to squarespace.com/morehannah to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thank you so much, Squarespace, for sponsoring this video. Now to get to work. Okay, that ended up taking a lot longer than I expected because I just got really into LinkedIn. I got really into deleting a lot of the things that were on there from like my uni days. I had every single course, like every single module that I did at uni, like on my LinkedIn. So I deleted a whole bunch of those. And then like I had capoeira
as a skill, which sure, when I was 18, I was so good at capoeira. I can still do a cartwheel. Oh my God. There are some capoeira moves that I'm like, I would love to train myself to be able to do those again, just for the sake of it. Anyway, that's beside the point. My LinkedIn is all up to date, and I made like 2 posts just to kind of start some activity there, and we'll see. We'll see. Fun thing though was I logged into my LinkedIn and there was a message on there from a creator that I know from December who'd seen my announcement and was just like reaching out to ask if I could help them with their Patreon. Clearly the universe is telling me that Patreon help and support strategy is currently where I should be focusing my attention in terms of what I can bring to the table. Le table. La table? Le table. I had French down as one of my skills on LinkedIn as well. I kept that one there because I did go to France last summer and I got to use some of my French. I called up a restaurant and was just like, je voudrais réserver un table pour 7 heures pour 2 personnes, s'il vous plaît. I felt like I was doing like the oral exam again, trying to book a fucking table for mine and Dan's anniversary dinner. Anyway, again, beside the point. I've got a video going out in half an hour and I want to eat lunch whilst the premiere is happening. So we have no food in the house, so I think I need to pop out and grab something and come back, and hopefully I'm back in time. But that was a fun morning. That feels like a big thing that was just like looming over me that I can just like tick off my list. It is as it should be now, and so if I want to actually post stuff on there, I'm happy with how the profile is if anyone like finds their way to it. Made a thing. Very pleased with that. I'm now very much in a post-lunch slump. I feel like I've used my brain a lot this morning and I just want to sack off the rest of the day. But my plan for the rest of the day is just to make some Instagram content. And I think that'll be good for me. I think that'll be good for my brain to like at least try, but not put too much pressure on myself to like make so much stuff. And it's a fun creative task and I've got some ideas for things. But before that, an exciting thing just arrived. You see that light? So that's our old IKEA lampshade, but on a new lamp base that I got off Facebook Marketplace. And then this is a lampshade from Etsy. And fingers crossed they fit together. They should, hopefully. Anyway, I'm so excited. Final living room touches. Scissors might be easier than this knife. Oh, okay, yeah, it's big. Okay, good. Right, there's that piece that I need. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness. Look how beautiful that is. I'm obsessed with these kinds of lampshades. And I thought it would be interesting to have in this room because it's a very different kind of style than the rest of the stuff we've got going on. But I knew that if we replaced that lamp with also something blue or orange or white that kind of fit with the style of other things in here, I just immediately hated that. It made me feel sick. I knew it needed to be something different to kind of like, I don't know, add a little je ne sais quoi to the space. Afternoon. I managed to film a couple of short form videos before it got dark outside, and so I've now got like content ready to go. For some reason I've fallen into, like, it wasn't even like a conscious decision to like set this goal, but it's just kind of like happened now that I want to be posting on Instagram daily other than Fridays and Saturdays, because they're just really low engagement days across the board. Pre-pandemic, I used to feel this immense pressure to post on Instagram every day and always worried like, oh my God, I've not posted, what am I gonna say? I've got nothing to share, and I would always have to like force things out of me. But now I want to post regularly without that pressure. Like it feels exciting to me. It's like, well, actually I wanna post a picture of the lamp. And so I'm just gonna do that and not care about it being like a really profound post. And that is very freeing. It feels good. I've had a fun, creative afternoon and it's almost time to go pick up Rowan. And so yeah,
I will see you tomorrow with some more future career planning shenanigans, as I've got a 2024 big catch-up meeting with my manager and my publicist. So that'll be fun. And it's a lunch meeting, so gotta love that. Gotta love that food. Yum. Okay. Good morning. It's the last day of my working week. I'm at the studio because my friend Rowan Ellis, who is also a YouTuber, you may watch her videos, they are amazing. She has been using my studio and from time to time to film some of them. If you watch her videos, you may also like recognize the fact that she's been filming it. So she's on her way in, so I need to be here to let her in. But then I'm going out for lunch to meet with my manager to chat 2024 plans. Just be like, okay, things are different now. What's the plan? I'm really into my outfit today. / on the fence about it. Like I can't, like I'm really into it, but then I'm also like, let me show you. This is the situation. So jumper tucked into my Lucy and Yak Addison jeans, but then, oh hi, got these. The drilling begins. Oh no, I hope that's not on for Rowan's filming. That's gonna be annoying. I got these at Charity Supermarket. Uh-oh. Rowan has arrived.
Hello.
We call her Rowan Senior around here.
Rowan number 1.
Because there's a Rowan Junior. What it really means is that I clearly don't hate you enough to have not wanted to name my own child Rowan.
And I really appreciated the like 24 hours
I did!
that I got being like, hey Rowan, the whole world is gonna know that what I've named my child tomorrow. Just a heads up.
Just a heads up. I
Feels
had my
weird
baby.
to be like thing.
Yeah.
It is in fact your name. It's an excellent name, to be fair.
And the other weird thing is that Elliot is like a front runner for me for a second child's name, which is your brother's name.
Which is my brother's name. But what's really funny is when I went to nursery, there was a kid there called Rowan who had a brother whose middle name was Elliot. So
I need to chat with your parents and see what
was their like third name?
What was their list of names to get some inspiration.
The other ones.
Clearly got great taste.
Oh, what you should do is send it to one of those people on TikTok who predict like celebrity baby names and be like, if you were predicting my baby name, what would you predict?
Well, so one of my patrons is like an expert baby name person. So
Love
like
that.
everyone in the Discord server who's having babies always goes to her, being like, help!
There we go, you've got it in-house.
Yeah, and I think I shared with them our list of names that didn't make it before I shared what name we were actually going with, and yeah, she pretty much predicted it.
Oh my god, I
Based
love
off
that.
that, yeah. Can people see your outfit for this video you're filming?
Yeah. Ready. Okay. That's all the cheer that I know, and I've already like messed up the placement of it. I also don't know where the like camera crop is gonna be, so I'm assuming it's like somewhere here. Somewhere.
We can go closer in.
Okay. I mean, like for when we're filming, I'm gonna be like, hello, it's me. There was like a moment in the script where I was like, do I do a cheer?
Yes.
And then I was like, no one needs to see that.
Oh,
The extras
patrons
on Patreon.
Yeah, Patreon. Definitely.
It's like, do you want to see the ritualistic humiliation embarrassment of Rowan? Join Patreon. That's how that works.
Right, I've just got home and I've got 2 hours before I need to go pick up Rowan, 2 hours before the end of my working week. And one thing that I have discovered that I would like to implement in terms of my working routine, kind of come to this realization in terms of how the last 2 weeks have gone, but also reflecting on how my work was functioning last year, is that Thursday afternoons, so my last bit of work time before my parenting and weekend begins, I want to keep empty. I want to have that as unscheduled time because things come up during the week, and what would happen is everything would be already full on my calendar and then things would come up, and I need this 2 hours now to kind of like tie up loose ends from the week, like things have happened, like the meeting that I just had, like my brain is just like full of ideas and tasks and things that I need to do, and I need to kind of like sort them, and I need some time to do that. Also, one of the big things that came out of my meeting today was that I should do LinkedIn. So watch me become a LinkedIn influencer. We will see. I'm gonna try, make them proud. I feel a bit at the moment in my brain, and so I just need to knuckle down for the next 2 hours and tick as many things off my list as possible. And then it means that I can relax tomorrow, at least just not be stressed about work or having to like move too many things around. But if that's something that I'm able to maintain, like an unscheduled Thursday afternoon that is ready for anything that had to get pushed, any bits that came up during the week, or if not, then it can be like free time for me to explore whatever, be creative, like do business planning, or, you know, move some things forward from the next week. Like I just think that will work so much better for me. Like I have a problem of overscheduling my time when I need to like purposefully leave gaps. Okay, let's do it. Okay, I need to leave in like 5-10 minutes. I've got everything done, but I'm feeling anxious. I've got that feeling that I've forgotten something important, or yeah, I'm missing something and it's gonna come and bite me later and it's gonna be really frustrating, but I can't think what it is because I'm pretty sure I've done everything. Everything is tidy. We've got inbox 0 at the end of the week. I have looked at what I'm up to next week and just like made sure that I'm on top of everything and I know what I'm doing, and there's nothing that like needs to be done beforehand. I think I'm feeling anxious because like Rowan didn't have a good night last night. He was sad, they were screaming. It was rough. And his childminder has just messaged saying that he's been like clingy and sad today and stuff as well. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a rough evening and night again. And so like I'm glad that I've finished my work stuff, but I'm now just like in like mode of anticipating like a really difficult evening. My baby is sad and I don't know why. Anyway, is this how we're leaving off this video? I don't know. Thank you though for joining me on this week of like figuring out my next steps and my next career moves. I feel like it was a good idea to do this as like a themed week. I feel like things are in place. I literally have like 2 actual clients booked in. Another that I'm like still having conversations with and I'm gonna check back in with in a couple of weeks. And yeah, that feels good. Good to get that meeting done with my manager and publicist as well. Like lots of ideas thrown around, lots of fun things to add to my to-do list, lots of possibilities. Yeah, it feels good. And I also had a fun time on social media this week as well. We'll see how I managed to keep that up. Oh man, okay, I'm gonna like have 5 minutes to myself and listen to my book and enjoy the walk on my own to go pick up Rowan before this evening's carnage starts. Wish me luck! Wish me luck. And of course, thanks again to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. And I hope that you're all doing well, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!